Good morning and welcome to your reading for Monday, July 27. Before we begin, a quick note on how these readings work. Readings today are from your sun sign. The link below finds yours in 10 seconds. Everything you hear now uses the tropical Western system, so make sure you are following along under your sun sign, not any other calendar you may know. All times mentioned are New York time, so adjust a little if you are watching from elsewhere. Today, the sky carries a waxing gibbous moon, building steadily toward fullness, and it sits in the sign of Capricorn. That gives the whole day a grounded, business-like undertone, favoring steady effort over sudden leaps. The sun itself continues its path through Leo, warm and confident, and it will stay there for a while yet, not shifting into Virgo for another 26 days, so there is no rush in that transition. Two exact aspects mark today's sky. First, at 3:24 in the afternoon, the moon forms a square with Saturn, a moment that can feel a touch heavy or serious, good for facing a task rather than avoiding it. Later, at 8:08 in the evening, the moon opposes Mercury, which may stir a bit of restlessness in conversations or thoughts before bed, so a calmer exchange serves you better then. Meanwhile, three planets continue their retrograde motion: Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, each inviting reflection rather than fresh starts in their particular domains. Keep these movements in mind loosely as we move into your personal sign reading, where we will look at what all this means for you directly. Aries, today puts your public standing and career efforts in the spotlight, and how you show up matters more than usual. Yesterday's expansive, fiery mood carried you through your ninth house of possibility, and today that energy settles into steadier, more structured ground. The moon now moves through your 10th house, the house of career and reputation, and with the moon in Capricorn as period lord, you are asked to build rather than just dream. At 15:24, the moon squares Saturn exactly, which can feel like a brief friction between ambition and patience. So pace a work decision rather than rushing it, Aries, and let clarity arrive before you commit. In relationships, this 10th house emphasis means partners and colleagues may see you in a more visible, evaluated light, so choose honest, grounded words over impulsive ones. For energy and health, your Mars ruled courage is real and native to you, but today favors steady stamina over quick bursts, so pace your effort rather than sprinting. This is indeed a moment of creative power meeting public presence. Consider a small seva today. Help someone quietly without needing recognition. And Aries, your free full chart is waiting on the website, ready whenever you want the fuller picture. Let today be simple. That is enough. Taurus, today asks you to widen your view because the moon has moved into your ninth house, the house of horizons, learning, and belief. Yesterday likely felt more inward, with the moon opening in your 8th house and stirring home, family, and your inner foundation. So today's shift toward broader perspective may feel like a welcome exhale. In work and money, Sun and Jupiter sit together in your fourth house, your house of home and roots, and this can quietly support ideas that grow from a stable base, perhaps a plan connected to your household or family resources. You, Taurus, do best when you let steady building take its time rather than rushing the harvest. In relationships, Venus, your own ruling planet, is currently in Virgo and feeling a bit understated. So, warmth may need a gentler, more practical expression today rather than grand gestures. In energy and health, with the moon's Capricorn placement favoring discipline, a simple routine will serve you well. This period has moved from inward reflection toward outward perspective, and that arc can settle nicely if you close today by offering something small and real, perhaps sharing a meal with someone who needs one, expecting nothing back. May something small go beautifully right for you today. Gemini, today asks you to turn inward before you turn outward. Since the sky favors quiet processing over quick chatter. Yesterday, the moon lit up your house of partnership, a genuinely powerful moment for connecting with others. Now the moon has moved into your 8th house, the zone of shared resources and deeper undercurrents, sitting in steady Capricorn as your period lord. So today feels more introspective than expressive. In work and money, Mercury, your own ruler, sits in your house of income in Cancer, reminding you that your natural curiosity and gift for quick connection can still open a financial door if you slow down enough to notice it. In relationships, that 8th house moon suggests conversations may touch on trust or shared plans rather than surface talk. So let someone finish their thought before you jump in. For energy and health, Mars and Uranus both stand in your own first house, giving you a restless, wide vitality. So channel it through movement rather than scattering it across 10 tabs at once. The day settles from yesterday's outward spark into something quieter and more internal, and that is its own kind of progress. Gemini, consider offering a small, unasked kindness today, perhaps sharing a meal with someone who needs it, simply because it is good, nothing more expected in return. Carry this lightly and have a truly good day. Cancer, today your relationships take center stage as the moon moves through your 7th house, asking you to balance care for others with care for yourself. Yesterday brought a quieter, more task focused mood, and today shifts that energy squarely toward partnership and connection. You, ruled by the moon, carry care and deep intuition as your native language, and that sensitivity is exactly what serves you now in how you read the people around you. On work and money, Jupiter and the Sun sit together in your 2nd house, favoring steady conversations about value and resources. So use today to discuss terms honestly rather than push for quick wins. In relationships, the moon's exact opposition to Mercury at 28 tonight can stir a moment of crossed signals between what you feel and what you say. So before that hour, choose your words with extra gentleness, especially with someone close. In energy and health, with Mars tucked quietly in your 12th house, rest comes easier if you let it rather than filling every hour. Cancer, the day settles best when you let feeling and thinking meet halfway instead of pulling apart. Consider offering a warm meal or a kind ear to someone who seems overlooked today simply because it is good to do. The day is yours to shape. Shape it kindly. Leo, today invites you to turn your natural glow towards steady, practical work rather than the spotlight itself. Yesterday you felt the moon's warmth in your house of joy, and that expressive ease still lingers in you today. Now the moon has moved into your sixth house, the house of daily work and routine, and this shifts your energy toward tasks, health habits, and service. For work and money, you may notice a pull to organize, clean up loose ends, or handle details you had set aside, and this is a good window for that quiet diligence rather than grand gestures. In relationships, with Venus in your house of resources, sitting in a humbler placement, be mindful that gestures of affection might feel more effortful than usual, so a simple, sincere word to someone you care about, Leo, can go a long way. Since you are ruled by the sun, warmth and natural leadership are your true language, and even in this more routine phase, that light does not dim. For your energy and health, let the sixth house nudge you toward small, consistent care, rest, hydration, gentle movement. As the day settles into this grounded rhythm, consider offering a meal or a kind hour to someone who could use it simply because it is good to give. Walk gently today and let the day come to you. Virgo, today favors your creative instincts, finding a receptive audience, especially in matters close to your heart. Yesterday brought you into a quieter, more introspective space, and now that reflection is ready to move outward into expression. The moon has shifted into your house 5, the house of creativity, romance, and joyful risk, sitting in steady Capricorn as the period's lord. Virgo, you carry Mercury's gift of precision and quiet service. And today, that precision can shape something genuinely expressive rather than just efficient. In work and money, Mars and Uranus sit together in your house 10, the house of career, suggesting quick movement or sudden opportunity at work. So stay alert, but let your usual thoroughness guide the pace. In relationships, Venus sits in your own house 1, though a touch weakened there, meaning charm needs backing with sincerity rather than surface polish. Let a conversation today carry real warmth instead of performance. In energy and health, Saturn and Neptune rest retrograde in your house 8, a quieter zone of transformation. So honor any tiredness without alarm and give yourself rest where needed. This day settles gently from introspection into creative offering. Consider a small, unasked for kindness today, perhaps sharing a meal with someone who could use it simply because it is good to do. May today bring you one moment worth remembering. Libra, today invites you to root your grace in home and inner steadiness rather than outward performance. Yesterday brought you into visibility and connection, and now that energy settles inward as the moon moves into your house 4, the seat of home, roots, and emotional ground. You may feel drawn to quiet spaces and familiar faces, and that pull is worth honoring rather than resisting. In work and money, Mercury sits in your house 10 of career, sharpening your communication with superiors. So use today for a clear conversation or a well written note rather than big decisions. In relationships, Saturn sits retrograde in your seventh house of partnership, the house that governs your one to one bonds, asking you for patience rather than pressure with someone close. Libra, your Venus ruled instinct for fairness can smooth an old tension if you let listening lead. For energy and health, the Capricorn moon favors slow, grounding routines over intensity, so a walk or early rest will serve you better than pushing hard. Let today's gentle homecoming be the quiet balance you were seeking. As a small act of care, consider preparing a simple meal to share with someone who could use the company, offered simply because it is good, nothing more. Go easy on yourself today. The stars are patient, and you can be too. Scorpio, the Sun and Jupiter standing together in your 10th house of career and public standing are lighting up your professional path with real momentum today. Yesterday, the moon moved through your house of resources, a powerful moment for steadying what you have, and now that steadiness carries forward into how you show up at work. You, Scorpio, are ruled by Mars, and depth and quiet resilience are your native language. So, this momentum will not feel loud, it will feel earned. The moon now sits in your third house, favoring conversations, short exchanges, and messages that quietly build your reputation. So, a well timed email or a candid talk with a colleague serves you well today. In relationships, Venus sits weekend in your 11th house of friendship and networks, which means connections may ask more patience than usual. So let ease rather than intensity guide you with those close to you. For energy, Saturn and Neptune both sit retrograde in your 6th house of routine, suggesting your body wants gentler pacing, not more pushing. The day settles into steady forward motion, much like it opened. In that spirit, consider sharing a portion of a meal with someone who has less today, quietly expecting nothing back. Wishing you a calm and steady day ahead. Sagittarius, today favors steadying what you can see growing in value, especially around your resources and what you own. Yesterday, the moon moved through your house 1, and that personal, front facing energy likely left you feeling seen and a bit restless, ready for the next step. Now the moon settles into your house 2, the house of earnings and personal worth, asking you to consolidate rather than chase. For work and money, this is a grounding window, good for reviewing what you actually value instead of adding something new. Jupiter, your own ruler, still sits with the Sun in your ninth house of philosophy and travel, and that keeps your native optimism alive even while the moon asks for practical footing. In relationships, Mars and Uranus together in your seventh house of partnership bring quick, honest exchanges. So speak plainly, Sagittarius, and let a conversation move fast without forcing it. For energy and health, the steadier lunar mood supports rest over restlessness, so let today be quieter than yesterday felt. As this period settles from movement into groundedness, Let that be the shape of your day. Expansive vision resting on solid footing. Consider offering a meal or a bit of help to someone quietly without needing anything in return. Let today be simple. That is enough. Capricorn, the moon comes home to your own sign today, and that return grounds you in a clarity you have been missing. Yesterday found the moon tucked into your 12th house, a quieter, more inward stretch, and you may still feel some of that hush lifting now. Steady effort and long patience are your native language, ruled as you are by Saturn, and today asks you to trust that language again. In work and money, the moon sits in your first house, sharpening your sense of self just as it squares Saturn at 15:24. So, around mid afternoon, a familiar tension between ambition and caution may surface, best met by simply pacing your next decision rather than forcing it. In relationships, Mercury sits across from you in the seventh house of partnership, and as the moon opposes Mercury at 28 this evening, a conversation may need extra listening before responding. For energy and health, this first house moon supports simply resting in your own steadiness, Capricorn, rather than pushing hard. Today settles into something more centered than yesterday's inward pause. Consider a small seva today. Share a meal with someone who could use one, expecting nothing back. May something small go beautifully right for you today. Aquarius, today invites you to turn inward before you turn outward, and that quiet retreat is where your clarity actually lives. Yesterday, the moon moved through your house of community, and that likely felt social and connective, perhaps a little scattered. Now the moon has slipped into your 12th house, the house of rest and quiet processing, and you may feel the pull to withdraw a bit, which is not a step backward for you. In work and money, the Sun and Jupiter sit together in your seventh house of partnership, and that same warmth from before still lingers. So let a collaborator's energy carry a shared project rather than pushing solo today. In relationships, that seventh house alignment continues to favor open conversation. So if something needs saying to someone close, this window supports saying it gently. Your energy may run quieter than usual, and that is your Saturn ruled nature asking for reflection, not withdrawal from life. Aquarius, your gift is original thinking born from solitude, and today simply asks you to honor that rhythm. As the day settles, consider a small, quiet act of care, perhaps helping someone without needing them to notice, letting that kindness simply exist on its own. Carry this lightly and have a truly good day. Pisces, today invites you to widen your circle of friendships and shared goals as the moon now moves through your 11th house. Yesterday's steady, purposeful energy at work carries a quiet momentum into today, and that groundedness still lingers in how you move through people and plans. With Venus placed in your 7th house of partnership, though weakened in Virgo, relationships ask for patience rather than grand gestures. You, Pisces, are ruled by Jupiter, and compassion along with imaginative depth are your native language, so you naturally sense what others need before they ask. In work and money, Jupiter and the Sun sit together in your sixth house of daily effort and wellness, favoring small, consistent contributions rather than bold moves. In relationships, let Venus's tender placement remind you that showing up steadily matters more than perfect words. In energy and health, the moon's placement in Capricorn through your house of community suggests channeling your care outward, connecting with groups who share your intentions. This is a season of service and refinement, and it settles best when you let quiet consistency do the work. Consider offering a meal or a bit of your time to someone in need today, simply because it is good, with nothing expected in return. The day is yours to shape. Shape it kindly. Whatever your sign carries today, may you move through it with a steady heart, a little more patience for yourself, and a little more warmth for the people who share your day. May the small efforts you make at work, at home, and within your own quiet mind settle gently into something good, even if you do not see it right away. Wherever the sky has felt heavy this week, may it lighten, and wherever it has felt kind, may that kindness continue. Take care of yourself and of someone near you in whatever small way you can today. If today's sky was useful, subscribing keeps it coming every morning.